What up, y'all? It's DJ AlphaTyler back again with another reaction. And y'all know that today is Sunday. That means we're doing something different. Whether it's a new artist, new types of content, we don't hit the same thing twice on Sundays. And so this next one right here, it's some new content, and it's coming at y'all special from my patron StankDope. The track that we're going to be looking at is called Whiskey and Smoke. It's by a group known as Redeemer. And according to the message that I got, this track right here is a pretty emotional song. One of the most impactful songs that my patron has ever heard. And apparently it is from a Christian band. And it's through the eyes of a man that lost his family to a drunk driver. So apparently this is the beginning of a whole EP that is kind of in that same vein. And so I'm really interested to kind of see, what we're doing here. Maybe we want to move on deeper into the EP, see what it's bringing to us. I don't know. I'm excited to see what we're getting, though. I've never heard of the group. Haven't listened to a whole lot of Christian bands, honestly. And I can see the artwork kind of plays into the theme of what he was giving me. So let's jump on into this one, see what we got coming, and get my thoughts on it. Okay, it's already starting off real hard here. So, he did tell me that I want to pull up some lyrics with it, and it looks like this is just an audio track, so I am going to pull up those lyrics in a separate tab. Alright, so I want to take a pause real quick and talk about the lyrics. And one thing that this style really lends itself well to, these are more primal screams than what a lot of people use, A lot of people use the falsetto scream where they're kind of covering their voice and they're screaming low, and so it's not really an at the top of their lungs scream, even though it sounds like it when you listen to it. This guy, he sounds like he's really screaming kind of, from the lungs, really going a full breath into these. And so, it really kind of relays the, I guess, emotion of, he's lost his wife and son, never going to hold him again. And he's questioning his faith because he says right there, if there's a God up in heaven, he put me in hell. And so, that really underscores like a time that we all kind of go through when those bad things happen. We all have a tendency to kind of look and say, okay, well, if God's real, then why did he do this to me? Or he screwed me, with this. And that's kind of what I'm getting from that line. December 24th, the love of my life, and our precious child. Comment real quick because that drum pattern is doing something a little weird. Like, the kicks aren't necessarily timed the way that they normally would be, neither is the snare, and that's kind of pulling me off a little bit too. The message of the song is staying intact, and I can appreciate that, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But I did want to focus on the guitar and the drums, and so the drums really have like an interesting timing, and that's really standing out to me a little bit because if you listen to it right here, see what he's doing on the hi-hat, it's timing, and that's not uncommon for this type of song, but the timing right there, is really slow compared to what you're actually hearing. But I like that the bass pedal, like when he's kicking his bass, it's really kind of hitting like a much quicker time than what it should be with that hi-hat pattern. And so I do appreciate that there is a little bit more depth going on and kind of intentionally putting the focus on that driving guitar. And you notice the guitar is really driving through. You know, it's really just hitting that dun 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 dun, and it's literally just giving that pace. You know, focus on the storytelling, to focus on, you know, kind of the message that's being sent. And I always enjoy when I listen to these rock groups going through kind of some of these different songs. I always enjoy looking at that process specifically because you can kind of see where they're trying to direct your attention. And so literally with that guitar, it's almost like they're driving the story along, driving the song along, and you know, it's giving a good backdrop to the story that's being told, while the drums are making sure that they're pushing attention away while also accenting everything else that's going on really well.
Break road, 645. Your address on the license. I think it's your wife and son. It was a drug hit and run. Trust me, we're looking. You're not looking hard enough. We found her car on the road. They were hit from the side, and we're sorry, but neither survived.
Okay. So, real quick, so it was a drunk hit and run. They're still looking, but then it comes in. I think another singer jumps in and does some backup call out. You know, you're not looking hard enough. But then they say we found her car on the road, hit from the side. Neither survived. Now, the part where it gets interesting, he's going into a bar after this, and he's saying, "Okay, if you know this man, tell me now." And everybody gets quiet. So if everybody's quiet, then what does that say? If everybody's quiet, then that says that, you know, somebody might know him and nobody wants to say anything. Or, you know, maybe everybody's just paying respect to his loss here. And you know, you can only imagine like the ragged image of somebody. And that's what I'm really picking up on, is that ragged image of a guy who, you know, maybe scratchy voice, I don't know, comes into this place looking for anybody who knows this guy, because the police aren't finding it, so he's taking matters into his own hands now.
The strongest stuff money can buy, but it's not enough. He says 10 minutes before the wreck.
Oh man, I know where this is going. He says 10 minutes before the wreck. He's about to say somebody left there had too many or something.
Just left. He was drunk and I know he takes Fall Creek Road and lives in the broken down house on the corner. And now that you mention it, I heard someone say his car was destroyed. He barely made it home. Now the murder is down the road. To his throat, or at least broken bones. I don't know that with glasses and on.
Oh man. So we're at the point now, he's figured out who it probably was. Don't know it's for sure who it is, but he's figured out who probably killed his wife and kid. And, you know, he's figured out where they live. They were definitely drunk leaving a bar. Their vehicle was destroyed, all that. So, I mean, it sounds like it was the person. And now he's heading out that way to make sure that they know who he is. And he said, they'll remember my name with a knife to his throat. Man, that is some deep imagery that we're going into on this. And I mean, it's really dark, but it's also a relatable message, you know? I mean, you know, if something were to happen, if somebody were drunk and crashed into a car with my wife and daughter in it, you know, where would I be mentally, you know, following that? How do you pick up the pieces of that? Literally losing the two people that you built your life around. You know what I mean?
I tell the rest of the blessing and I'm driving as fast as I can go.
You notice here too, though, one thing that's happened, because he said driving as fast as I can go. So he downed the glass and left, and it was the strongest stuff that was in the bar. And so he's stepping into those shoes though. And we look at what these times of, you know, rock bottom will make us do, and that's why we talk about, you know, the greatest people are the people who can rise above everything in their darkest times. Because, you know, when I think about, you know, where this time of trouble is really making him go right now, he's just finished an extremely strong drink according to the song, and now he's driving to the guy's house. And so we're doing exactly what happened that caused the accident in the first place.
Nothing to lose. Who can stand by making home? Tonight I'll look in the eyes of the drunken fool that took my pride and joy last night. Hope they get paid somehow. Nothing heals inside. The lies that it took will eat him alive. How can I look in a monster's face? He doesn't know my pain, but I'll make him pay. We'll lead him to his place of escape, ready to fight and ruin his life like mine. He's stuck in the mental mess. If he thinks he knows separate, he knows nothing yet.
That was Whiskey and Smoke by Redeemer. And so one thing that I noticed in here, and I just noticed when I was looking at the video here to pause it, the album's apparently called First Degree, and so I'm guessing that's a reference to what happened too. One thing though, you know, that really strikes me is the storytelling in the song. I mean, the imagery here, I can literally, you know, he's going through in the lyrics so slowly and so paced that I can literally piece everything together as this story's happening. You know, I can picture him getting the news, he's having a drink, and, you know, he's kind of looking around, gets the information, and heads that way. And so I like, too, this song has ended on a cliffhanger. If y'all don't enjoy it, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to be coming back to this in my free time at least. Because I have to know how the story plays out. I mean, we've got this story, you know, StankDope already told me this is a Christian group, so I'm interested in seeing how the story progresses. Because I don't think it ends with a murder. That's the first part. But, like, this song can't end with the whole full circle, you know, redemption and all that. And the tone of this really captures, you know, exactly where your mind's at when you end up in this situation where, like I said, the two people that you have built your life around have been taken from you. And so there's a lot of emotion in this song. I don't know if this group always sounds exactly the same, but at least for this song, I like the primal, you know, just ripping screams that are kind of coming in it, just because, you know, that kind of scream really shows more emotion to me than, you know, a growl or a more, you know, refined kind of sound. This one sounds really primal. The guitars do a good job of just driving the song and really pushing, you know, it's almost like a heartbeat, right? And you can feel that heartbeat start to pound and everything, and it's really rhythmic, and that's what's going on in here with the guitar. And so I like so much about this song, and I really hope if I explore more with this group, I really hope that I find that there is, you know, a lot of variation and this isn't just their every song style. Because if this is just, you know, a tone for this song, it's fantastic. The story for this song, either way, is fantastic to start off an album about this kind of story. I'm really glad to have checked it out because honestly, like, this makes me want to listen to the rest of the album. And I will listen to the rest of the album. Y'all let me know if you guys... You know what? I ain't even going to say y'all let me know if you guys want the reactions. I'm going to record them either way. I don't know when I'm going to drop them, but not tonight I'm going to record them, but at some point I am going to record a reaction to the rest of the songs in this album because I need to catch the rest of this song. I need to catch how this story plays out because, you know, knowing what I know about the group and knowing kind of how this song has went up to this point, it's clear to me that they're doing a fantastic job telling a story. And, you know, at first I was thinking throughout the song, I was thinking, I don't like this band that much, but I don't think that this is their regular sound. Now, if it is their regular sound, I'll still give them props for storytelling, but they do take a little bit of a hit in my book, you know, for having this sound on everything. But I am thinking that this sound is playing more to the emotion of the song, and I'm excited to see a little bit more of what they come out with. So I'm going to stop talking. I've made a 16-minute reaction out of a 4-minute song. So y'all let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Let me know, you know, y'all want to see some more from this group? Do we want to get away from this album a little bit? Is there something else we want to hit up? Whatever. Either way, that's all I got for this one. I'm DJ AlphaTyler. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for a minute. Hopefully you guys are staying safe and taking care. I'll catch y'all next time.